Good evening, students. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 2. In previous lesson, that is Python video lesson number 1, we studied about introduction to Python, and then we studied about interactive mode as well as script mode. We did some of the example using interactive mode, as well as we wrote one program in script mode. That is what we studied in the previous lesson. I'm sorry, in previous lesson while studying about introduction to Python, I forgot one important thing to tell you. That is, in addition to Python was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Python uses interpreter. Python is case sensitive. Python follows procedural oriented programming concept as well as object oriented concept. In addition to that, one important point is there, that is Python is platform independent. That is very, very important. Python is platform independent. What it means, sir? A program which created as well as interpreted or compiled in one platform can execute in computer with other platform without any modification. That is called as platform independent. For example, in my computer, I am using Windows operating system. I create one Python program and interpreted it. It was executing very well, no problem. Someone needs that same program. I just gave to him. The problem is, he is having computer which is running in Linux or Apple Macintosh. Even though his computer having operating system Apple Macintosh or Linux, Python program will run without any modifications. That means platform independent. Whereas C language as well as C++ language, these are comes under platform dependent. If one computer having Windows, in that machine you wrote one C++ program and compiled it, it will run executed, no problem. If you give the same program to someone who is having computer with Linux operating system, the C++ program will not execute. Again, we have to compile it. Then only it will be executed. That is why C++ comes under platform dependent. C, C++, these are called as platform dependent. Whereas Java, C#, Python, these are comes under platform independent. So that is very important. Now we will go to next class, that is variables. Already we know variables as well as constants. The difference between the variable and constant is very simple. The value stored in constant cannot subject to change, whereas value stored in variable can subject to change. That is the difference between variable as well as constants. In this Python language, variable, one more explanation they are giving. Normally we use variable to capture data. These data are manipulated to provide information. Normally we use variable to capture data. These data can be manipulated to provide information. In Python language, not only for Python language, whatever be the language, each variable should have three concepts. First one is identity. Just we can type it. Variable. We use variable to capture data and process. Otherwise, manipulator to provide information. Each variable has following three. They are. First one is identity. Second one is data type. Third one is value. First we'll see what do you mean by identity. That is nothing but address of variable. That means where the variable is stored in the computer memory. Next one is data type. That means a set of values and allowable operation. Set of values and allowable operations. We will see one by one later. Value is nothing but 10, 20, 30, Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar, ABC, XY. These are called as a values. So first, data type. Data type is a set of values and allowable operations. For example, we will see one example, then we can conclude. See here, I am typing three statements. One is name equal to within double quote Selvamani, age equal to 45, salary equal to 5,000.50. This is one. Just consider name, age, salary. These three are called as variable. Name is one variable, age is another variable, salary is another variable. Selvamani 45, 5,000.50. These are called as values. That means we are assigning value of Selvamani into variable called name. Similarly, value of 45 is assigned to variable called age. 5,000.50 is assigned to variable that is called salary. So just see, in name variable, we are trying to assign some characters, that means alphabets. Whereas in age variable, we are trying to store one whole number. In salary, we are trying to store one floating point values, that means with decimal places. Here, characters or alphabets, we can call it as a string, whole number. In other words, we can call it as a integer. 5,000.50. That is with the number with the decimal places. In other words, we can call it as a floating point values. String, integer, float. These are called as a data type. These are called as a data type. That is set of values and allowable operation. What do you mean by set of values? There should be some range. For example, if you want to store one number into variable called age, that variable should be whole number. Okay, accepted. Set of value means it should be in between. The value should be in between minus 32,768 to positive 32,767. We cannot assign 40,000 into the variable which is declared under integer. You cannot assign value minus 50,000 into the variable which is declared under integer. It comes out of the range. So if you declare one variable under integer data type, that variable can able to store in the range of minus 32,768 to positive 32,767. That change for set of values. What do you mean by allowable operation? It's very simple. Just consider I like to add 45 plus 50. It is possible we can add. So integer values can be added. Similarly, I like to add Salomoni with 45. It is meaningless, illogical. You cannot add string with number or integer. You cannot add string with floating point values. It is illogical. So this operation is not allowed. That means if a data type means it is a set of values and allowable operation. This particular set of operation can be performed with this kind of data type. That is why data type is a set of values and allowable operations. Now we will see data type in detail. So normally in Python language, data types are divided into 5 categories. First one is numbers. Second one is none. Third one is sequence. Fourth one is set. Fifth one is mapping, or simply we can call it as map. So already we know very well numbers. It may be a whole number or floating point number. Okay. Again, numbers are classified into integer, floating point values or decimal values. Third one is complex number. Complex. So number again classified into 3 categories: integer, floating point, and complex. Again, integer is classified into Boolean. Boolean is a one type. We will see one by one. Then sequence. Sequence again classified into string, tuple, list. We can move it. We can move it here. So again, mapping. Mapping is classified into dictionary. Dictionary comes under mapping. So first we will see integer. So already we know very well, integer refers to only whole numbers. Example 10, 20, 30. This Boolean, it comes under integer. Boolean is here one special data type. It can contain any number 0 as well as non-zero. It is whole number only. Since it comes under integer, it can contains 0 as well as non-zero. 0 is considered as false. Non-zero other than 0. true. So 0 is considered as false, non-zero is considered as true. Floating point values with decimal places. Example, we can have 5000.50. Complex number. In mathematics, we studied complex number. It contains two parts, two floating points. One is real, other is imaginary. Example. For example, 10 plus 1. In mathematics, we are using I for imaginary part. In Python language, we have to use J. This 10 is called as real number. This 1 is called as imaginary number. Okay, it may be 10.1 or 1.0, whatever may be. These two may be a whole number as well as floating point numbers. So, number contains three categories: integer, floating point, complex. Integer accept only whole numbers. Floating point with decimal places. Complex contains two floating point numbers. One is real, another is imaginary. Boolean comes under integer. In Boolean, 0 is considered as false. Non-zero considered as true. Other than non-zero, for example, 1, 10, 10,000, whatever may be the number. Other than 0 is considered as true. So none. It's very simple. Absence of values is considered as none. But it is nothing but it is not 0 or blank or null. That is different. So none is absence of values considered as none. It is not 0 or blank or null. Don't need to put null here. Null means none. Sequence. From the name itself, we can conclude sequence is a collections of items. Ordered collections of items. Ordered collections of items or elements. Ordered collections of items. For example, we are having 4 students: Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar, Sendil. These 4 names can be stored into one sequence. Similarly, 5 marks, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. These 5 marks can be stored into sequence. That is what we call as a ordered collections of items referred by or indexed by positive integer. That means if you are having 5 names: Selvam, Guru, Bhaskar, Sendil. Selvam will be accessed by 0. Bhaskar will be accessed by number 1. Third one, Guru will be accessed by number 2. Fourth one, Sendil will be accessed by number 3. So index always started with 0. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 names are there. Under sequence string, already know very well. This is the ordered collection of characters or alphabets. It's the ordered collections of characters or alphabets. Letters or characters, which are enclosed by single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. We can put triple quotes. Any alphabets or letters or more than letter enclosed within single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes, it's considered as being string. For example, success. It contains collections of alphabets or collections of letters or collections of characters. SUCCESS. If it is enclosed within single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes, it is considered to be one string. It's also indexed by positive integer. Positive integer. For example, if success is a one string, 0 refers to yes, 1 refers to U, 2 refers to C. It goes on like this. Next one is tuple. It is also a ordered collections of different Python objects. We will study about the Python object in later classes. No need to worry about this one. Ordered collections of different Python objects indexed by or enclosed, indexed by positive integer. Same thing. Enclosed by this bracket. So what about the tuple? Ordered collections of different Python object indexed by positive integer, enclosed by open bracket and closed bracket. That means if it is a string, it may contains alphabetics, numerics, and then special characters. Alpha means A to Z. Numbers means 0 to 9. Special characters, either plus, minus, star, these are contained. What about the tuple, sir? Tuple can contain any different Python object. That means one element may be integer, another element may be floating point values, another element may be text or string. For example, in string, we can able to store only silver money within single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Whereas in tuple, we can able to store silver money as well as 45 as well as 5000.50. It is possible. It is possible. That will inside this, we can type it as. Is it possible? Whereas here, we can able to type that's all. So in string, we can able to store only string. That means alphabets as well as numbers as well as characters. Whereas here, tuple ordered collections of different Python object. This is one Python object. This is one Python object. This is one Python object. Any number of Python object we can able to store. Okay, that is the list. The different third one is list. It is also a collections of same thing, ordered collections of different object or Python object. Same thing, indexed by positive integer, but enclosed by square bracket. Then what is the difference between tuple and list? This tuple items cannot be updated. So first I stored it as silver. Then I like to change silver as a money. It is not possible. Once I store the 45 into tuple, I like to change it as a 55. It's not possible. Similarly, instead of 5000.50, I cannot change it as a 6000.60. So this is called as tuple. Whereas in list, items can be modified or updated. The example, within square bracket, silver, comma 45, comma 5000.50. So afterwards we typing Selva can be changed by money. Here instead of 45 we can go for 15, 25, whatever value. 5000.50, it is possible to change it as a 6000.60. So while studying about the list, we can see the difference between table and list clearly. So the difference between table and a list is very simple. Once item is stored into table, you cannot be able to update. Whereas item stored into list can subject to change. We can able to change the items. That is why it is called as a items can be updated. What about the set? It is unordered collections. Unordered collections of element. So this is it. Duplicate values are allowed here. Without duplicates. In the previous one, sequence, that is maybe a string, it may be a tuple, it may be a list. Here all these duplicates allowed. One item can be here C here also A, here also A. It is possible. So one A comes again. So duplicates is allowed here. In addition to that here, we can put one more 45 here. Whereas here, we can have one more. So it is possible. So duplicates are allowed in sequence, whereas set duplicates are not allowed. These three are ordered sequence. This is unordered sequence. We will study it, the difference between sequence and set in the coming class. So no need to worry about this one. Next one is dictionary. It stores key value pair. As usual, just like a tuple and a list, it can store any kind of values. Different objects, any kind of different object, but the values are stored in key value pair. So we have to type two items here, two key value pair. The values are identified by with the help of key. For example, examination number, name. Examination number, name. In this case, 1001 Selva, 1002 Guru. 1001 is a key, Selva is a value. 1002 is a key, Guru is a value. Enclosed by open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Okay, example. Open curly bracket, 1001 colon, Selva, comma, 1002 again colon, Guru. See here, this 1001 is a key, Selva is a value. So it stores in key value pair. Similarly, 1002 is a key, Guru is a value. Okay, so it stores any different objects. One item may be a number, another item will be a complex or string or floating point or tuple or list. It stores any different object. It stores in key value pairs enclosed by curly bracket. 1001 as well as 1002 are called as a value. Sorry, 1001 as well as 1002 are comes under key. Selva and Guru are called as values. These Selva and Guru values can be accessed by only the value 1001 as well as 1002. These are the comes under data type. Once again, I like to inform you, data type is a set of range of values with allowable operation. In Python, data types are classified into 5 categories: numbers, none, sequence, set, and mapping. Again, numbers are classified into 3 categories: integer, floating point, complex. Boolean comes under integer. None means absence of value is considered as none. It is not 0 and blank. Sequence, ordered collections of items indexed by positive integer. It accepts duplicates. string, tuple, list. String accept alphabets, numbers, or special characters that could be enclosed within single quotes, double quotes, as well as triple quotes. Tuple, ordered collections of different Python objects indexed by positive integer enclosed by open bracket, close bracket. Items cannot be updated. List, ordered collections of different objects indexed by positive integer enclosed by square brackets. Items can be updated. Set, unordered collections of elements without duplicates. Sequence means duplicates allowed. Set means duplicates not allowed. Mapping, dictionary comes under mapping. It stores any different object just like tuple and list. The difference is it stores in key value pair enclosed within curly bracket. 1001, 1002 are called as here key, Selva and Guru are considered as values. Now we will see some of the example program. Open the Python here. We'll try to one program here. Go to new file, maximize it. We can type initial equal to k, name equal to Selvamani, age equal to 45, salary equal to 5000.50. Now I like to print all the values. Initial, comma, initial. When print name, print age, comma, age. Print salary, comma, salary. So first we will see the output and then we will explain. I like to save this program as number 2. I like to compile it. Here it should be placed in single quotes. See initial K, name Selvamani, age 45, salary 5000.5. This is the output of the program. Now we will see here. One more main advantages of Python language is no need to declare the data type. No need to declare the data type. Just initial is a variable, K is a value. We are trying to store one value into one variable. By seeing the value, Python itself conclude that what kind of the data type it should be variable. So here we are using within single quotes. So we are giving assign, we are trying to assign one alphabets. Then Python justifies initial should be declared under string. Similarly, here also Selvamani within single quotes. So it Python understand the name should be or name is declared under string data type. Whereas 45 whole number, age is integer, 5000.50 with the decimal places. Salary will be considered as a floating point values. No need to declare here integer, here string, integer, float. It will consider as it is. So initial is a variable. Into the initial we are assigning values k. Name is a one more variable that is comes under string. No need to put here string. So Selvamani will be assigned to name. Age is a one variable. Into it we are assigning 45 as a value. Salary into it we are assigning 5000.50. So 4 variables are there. 4 values are assigned to the corresponding variables. I like print there already in previous lesson. We studied about the print statement. Normally print statement displays the content within available in single quotes as it is. Here open single quotes, closing single quotes. Initial colon will be displayed as it is. Afterwards comma is there. this initial is a variable name. This initial will displace k. So we got initial colon k. Similarly, name available within single quotes. Name colon is displayed as it is. After that, name is a variable name. Instead of name, the value stored in variable called name that will be displayed here. Similarly, print age. Age is within single quotes. Age is displayed as it is. Instead of age is a variable name. Instead of this age, 45 is displayed. Same thing. Salary is displayed 5,000.50. So this is the example program to declare how to assign one values into the variable. Okay. Today I stopped here itself. In next class, we will study about little bit more. That means tuple, list, string, as well as dictionary, as well as complex. So until then, thank you students. Bye bye.